My friends and I went to Ireland for the summer, which was my best friend Rodney's idea. We had a blast for 3 weeks doing nothing but party and hook up with some redheads. As always, Rodney was the life of the party and brought extra excitement to the scene. We loved him, ladies loved him, and the police loved to arrest him right after we bailed him out of jail. However, Rodney began to act strangely during the last week we had in Ireland. During the night when everyone was asleep, we heard Rodney scream, "What the hell?" And we all sprung out of bed. We rushed toward his room and saw Rodney in his bed looking around the room covered in a cold sweat and acting erratic. When we asked him what was wrong, he said that he had heard a bone-chilling scream, but we said that we hadn't heard anything. He eventually settled down and we went back to sleep, but after that, we had a little trouble dozing off. The next night after we had come back from a party, Rodney told us to check to see who was knocking on the door as he was going to bed. We were all confused because we didn't hear anyone knock. The very next night, when we were at the pub enjoying a drink, Rodney noticed something outside the window. He ran outside and we followed him, trying to figure out what was wrong. When he stopped running, he said that he had heard a bird flapping its wings, which only he could hear. He also found a comb on the ground, and he explained to us what he had just seen, a beautiful woman in the woods among the mist. But once again, only he had seen it. We returned to the pub, and when the bartender saw that Rodney had found a comb, he told him to get rid of it, or otherwise it would lead to bad luck. When we asked him about the superstition, he told us the legend of the Banshee. The Banshee comes from Irish legend, and the name means woman of the fairy mounds. They warn people of a brutal, painful death awaiting them. There are many origins of the Banshee, but the one that he had heard of was that it was the spirit of a young girl who was brutally murdered. When we asked what the signs of the Banshee are, the bartender told us a howling scream, a haunting song, coming in the form of a young, beautiful woman, or an ugly hag, and that the comb that Rodney had found is another sign. Most of the signs usually happen at night. I soon noticed that Rodney was freaking out and suggested we call it a night. When we got back to the hotel, we told Rodney to lay down because he had had a lot to drink that night. We eventually returned home to the States and tried to get ready to return to college. However, as I was packing my bags, I got a call from one of my friends that Rodney had died in a car accident. The coroner theorizes that Rodney was driving when it was raining on the bridge the other day. Unfortunately, the heavy rain was too much for his wipers, which caused him not to see that he was driving into a truck, who got out of the way but caused Rodney to drive off the bridge and into the river, where he drowned. His funeral is this coming Sunday before classes begin. I miss him.